Hello, EBS viewers. Welcome to Great Minds. I'm Adam 쉐보르스키, professor of politics at New York University, and I will continue speaking about democracy. Why it may not work very well. One reason is that the government pursues many policies. Yes? Economic policies, provides safety on the streets, provides some symbolic goods. But we have only one vote, yes? We have to decide, are we going to vote for the incumbent or against the incumbent? And that creates a situation in which we have to trade off. Maybe some of us think, this government did very well economically, but streets are not safe. We have to decide. Or this government did very badly economically, but streets are safe. We have to decide. And if the government knows that there are some dimensions which are going to be important for the voters and some that are less important for the voters, maybe the government is going to focus on the important dimensions and ignore the less important dimensions. So the government may be responsible in some ways, and the economy is prominent among them, and perhaps public safety as well, but much less responsible in many other ways. It can get away with a lot. The second reason is a little complicated, which is, so suppose that the government does, as well as it can, what it promised and what people wanted to do. But that still does not guarantee that the government will be re-elected, because it's possible that somebody else will come out and people will find out that somebody else even more attractive than the government did very well. And the effect of that mechanism is that it lowers the incentives for the government to behave in accountable, responsible way. Yes? The government people think, well, if whatever we do, there is a good chance that we will not be re-elected for some reason, then they may shirk is the technical word. Namely, they may say, well, what's the point of exerting all this effort if we don't get re-elected, even if we did exert the effort? So this is the second reason why accountability may not work very well. But perhaps equally important is information. One party says, we're going to do this and this. Another party says, we're going to do this and that. They eventually typically end up saying that they're going to do the same. People choose. The government is elected, given its program, its promises, and whatnot. And then government does something which was unexpected. What is the government going to say? The government will say, conditions have changed. There are circumstances not under our control which make it impossible for us to do what we promised to do, or that makes it better for us to do something that we didn't promise to do. And people can't observe all of these conditions, yes? When governments are not fulfilling its program, people don't know whether that's because, in fact, circumstances have changed, or because the government is acting in its own self-interest instead of pursuing the policies. So this lack of information, technical language, the asymmetric information between the government and the public, again, is a mechanism by which some governments can get away with pursuing policies which are merely exclusively in their own interests or their cronies and not their voters, their electors.